Spark News from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's semiconductor sector could do even better than previously expected this year. According to the Industrial Technology Research Institute, the sector's production value is projected to reach $160 billion in 2024. That's a record high. The figure is up from the Institute's $151 billion forecast from last November. The Institute says demand for AI and high-performance computing applications is behind the optimistic prediction. Real wages in Taiwan slumped by just over 1% last year, the biggest drop in over a decade. With the price of goods continuing to rise, Sally Jensen looks at how people are taking the news.
Shopping for some popular food items in Taiwan. But for many, the price of basic goods here is becoming unaffordable.
就是买东西还是会有点感觉到，就是东西有在涨，但是比如说像之前那个蛋价涨了之后就没有再掉回去过了。
钱变薄了，对，钱变薄了。
那你会改变你在买什么东西，还是？
就是外食可能就会想要减少外食的机会这样子。
有觉得外面的那个餐厅吃饭变蛮贵的，然后菜其实有稍微涨价，所以如果是领基本工资的话，我觉得是应该生活会蛮困难的。
The unit price of this popular brand of root beer is set to increase by around 25%. And while food items getting more expensive is a trend being seen around the world, here in Taiwan, real wages have not kept up with price increases. On Monday, the country's Budget and Statistics Office announced last year's monthly wage figures for the industrial and service sectors, together the biggest employers in Taiwan. Real earnings for both regular wages and non-regular wages, such as part-time pay and bonuses, totaled around $1,695 in 2023, down 1.04% from the previous year, the first decline in 7 years and the largest in 11. That's while the country saw its consumer price index rise 2.5% year on year, the second highest in 15 years. Rapid increase in food prices have been one of the main drivers of inflation around the world in the last few years. And that's in line with what the government here in Taiwan is saying.
那这个部分呢，最主要当然是受到全球经济因素的影响，还有同期物价因素的影响。
Salary adjustment statistics set to be released in May will show whether employers are raising wages in line with price increases. Seeing wages bounce back and consumer prices moderate will be on many shoppers' wish list. Scott Huang and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
Health authorities have announced Taiwan's first local case of measles this year. The Centers for Disease Control says a man from the north of Taiwan is in isolation after being diagnosed with measles last week. They're warning people to be on guard while they investigate the source of the infection. Taiwan has reported 4 cases of measles since 2020. Most people are vaccinated as children against the virus, which causes rashes and high fevers. Over 30 trees in central Taiwan have died after being deliberately poisoned. As Harrell Hughes reports, police are looking into the apparent arbicide.
A tree-lined street in central Taiwan. But on closer look, the leaves are falling. The branches are bare, and there are small holes in the trunks. These trees have been poisoned.
钻孔，然后直接就注射药物进去的。那这个呢，它是注射药物，但是它不是用钻孔的方式，它是用切割的方式。
More than 30 trees around a large factory in Changhua County are now dead, and they carry the marks of what has been done to them. The trunks have been sawn and drilled into, and some have even been burned. Many of these trees have been here for over 30 years and are valued by the community. Police say the trees were professionally and deliberately killed, and are looking into how it happened.
不会影响到行车及其他人的动线。我们还会再调阅附近的监视器来厘清相关的案情。
Police say those responsible will be fined over $1,000 if caught. And as the community comes together to seek answers, they're hoping the area's remaining trees can be protected. Delphine Chen and Harrell Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's known for its lush subtropical jungles, but native plant species are being squeezed out by invasive ones planted by people. One national park has brought in volunteers to fight back. Eric Gao has the details.
These princess vines look beautiful, with their aerial roots swaying and glistening in the sunlight. But this plant is not native to Taiwan, and it's spreading rapidly.
因为土被它抢了，阳光被它抢了，什么都没有，所以这些植物就没有办法再生长出来。
A recent report says the princess vine is just one of some 380 invasive species found in Kaohsiung Sosan National Nature Park. That's a huge amount compared to the 500 native species there. And these foreign plants were brought in by people.
像柴山有什么里长休息区，有秘密花园啊，有这2个地方。那这个都其实就是民众拿家里的植物来种的。
These invasive species have spread rapidly over the past few years, so the park has called for volunteers to help halt that spread.
如果我们现在不开始控制它的数量的话，那未来可能会很严重，可能会到整个林下通都慢慢都是它。
It's not just plants being crowded out by the newcomers. Many native insect species rely on indigenous flora to survive. So if the native plants go, so do the bugs. Conservationists are calling on people to stop planting foreign species, to leave room for native species to thrive. Leon Lien and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Pigeon racing in Taiwan is extremely lucrative, so much so that it's led to attempts to kidnap its highly prized competitors. Laura Stewart takes a look.
Men on a mission to get their kidnapped pigeons back. They're scaling new heights to recapture what they believe is rightfully theirs. Massive homing pigeon races are held here in Kaohsiung in southern Taiwan at this time of year. It's a sport animal rights groups condemn as cruel, yet the rewards for races here can be huge, reaching hundreds of thousands of US dollars. Fanciers take the pigeons on a boat out to sea, then release them to race 10 kilometers back to Kaohsiung. But if the weather is bad, the birds can get confused and fly the wrong way. Right into one of these nets. They've been set up atop nearby Jiashan Mountain by organised groups who want to ensnare the prized competitors so they can demand ransoms of hundreds of US dollars per bird from owners who are determined to get their golden geese back.
哦，这个哟哈，这茶刷，来，洗来，洗来，紧。哦，这第一领棒啊吼，迄边面搁2领。
Local authorities say the bird nappers could be in violation of the law.
若捕获有主动物，则可能涉及窃盗罪嫌。
For both kidnappers and fanciers, with this much money on the line, the stakes are sky high. But for pigeons held in captivity their whole lives, there may not be much difference between death in a race or in a net. John Su, Sally Jensen and Laurel Stewart for TaiwanPlus.
Pictures of a female Formosan black bear and her 2 cubs have been captured by trail cams in southwestern Taiwan. This is the first time the automatic cameras have filmed the protected bears in the mountains of Jiayi County. The local forestry department set them up in 2017 to observe animals in their natural state. They have also filmed crab-eating mongooses, Formosan ferret badgers, and masked palm civets. And forestry officials say Taiwan's wildlife population is stabilizing. Thrill seekers are getting ready for a trial by fire this weekend at the Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival in southern Taiwan. The event is a highlight of the Lantern Festival in Tainan, where crowds dressed head to toe in protective gear face a barrage of exploding fireworks. It's considered a dangerous event and people must register to take part. More than 70 injuries were recorded at last year's event. Organizers say the festival will be bigger than last year's, with up to 50% more fireworks. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more of our stories. Finally, take a minute to celebrate Trumpita's 63rd birthday. The Asian elephant in Guatemala was rescued from a circus in 2008. I'm Philip Brossard. Take care, and we'll see you next time.